I am just Jen. You can see I'm still working on my birthday belated fudge brownie. I turned on the camera and did live video because I'm like, oh, I have to tell everybody a story. So, um, I have to deal with certain kind of allergies and gut things. Many of us do, whatever it is, gluten, celiac, lactose. And I had my Costco membership changed to the Gold Star because I don't have a big enough business to need executive and have enough people using additional cards. It doesn't make me the money. And right after that, I started shopping. I think I went in there for like milk and eggs, essentially. Now, I love the Naturel line, whether lactose intolerant or not. But I do have issues with mixing my dairy and eggs and, mayonnaise and Miracle Whip, which is why my mom gave me Miracle Whip because it's not the same as mayonnaise, so it's not as terrifying. My mom was married to my dad for 5 years and he had the same problem. And he burped once, like it was so bad. She was so horrified. She was so terrified with the experience that she went through with him. She became a vegetarian. I'm not vegetarian, but she literally did a complete 360 on my dad and changed their diets completely to protect herself from him and to try and help him. So I got it from him. So what happens is that this stuff and 2 liters is pretty much the same price as a 4 liter jug of milk. Now, I cook a lot. Like I cook most of the time for myself because I have specific dietary needs and taste bud desires, right? Chemicals are bad for you. Eating out is bad for you. So I need a certain amount of milk and eggs. Just a fact of life. I can't use much of the alternatives simply for the obvious fact that it's all too expensive. With the brownie, for instance, I used the reduced calorie sugar so that I can enjoy my brownie, mostly guilt-free, and allow myself real chocolate icing with a little bit of cream cheese from the box, not from those containers. And just enjoy my peace without having to worry about the elevation of my sugar levels or my teeth rotting, like I'm gonna be up until 2 o'clock tomorrow morning, kind of thing. But I'm completely not fully sugar free either. But I went in to get milk in the milk section of the Costco, and I guess some people just have money to throw away, and just they can just afford the lifestyle, and they just do what they do. And so this is what happened. I go in to get my 4 liter jug because I use this stuff sparingly. I buy one. I have both the real milk and this. And I'll use this when I'm eating my cereal so that it reduces the amount of 4 liter milk I go through. So I can use that milk for things like my soup and stuff when I need it. This lady comes in behind me as I'm turning around, whining about having to buy a 4 liter jug because there's more milk in it. And she turns around like with this swoop of an attitude, dressed to the nines from top to bottom, like swank, like dressy girl, like girl. And she grabs 1, 2, 3 of these at $5.65, shoves them into her cart without even thinking about it, takes her cart and just walks away like that's just the cost of my life for a week. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Seriously? And I was like, oh, I'm so jealous. So the part that was funny is that there was 2 dudes that are working at Costco. There's this older guy, we'll see there. I guess he's introducing the younger guy. He's walking him through the Costco and where things go and what's going on. And he totally saw that I was stuck in between my desire to drink the Natural line and having to buy the 4 liter jug, and her coming in and swooping 3 of these at a higher price and putting it in her cart and can afford the lifestyle and just walk away without a second thought. And she was skinny as a rack, so she's very health conscious about everything she does. And so he starts coming into the fridge area with me, And he's like, you poor soul, right? So then he taps the container of Naturel, because at this point I'm standing in front of it. I'm complaining, right? Oh, I love Naturel. And he's tapping it like this is the better choice. Like, it's right. You should drink the Naturel, especially if you have any gassy intestinal issues. Like, it's just obviously the answer. And then I said to him, I love Naturel, but I can't afford it. It's too expensive. Like she just did with walking away with 3 of them, right? So he totally got that, right? So I ended up leaving with my 4-liter jug anyway, because I do have some at home still, right? So it wasn't like a dire emergency. But I just realized as I was drinking from this to go down with my Brownie Delight, which is using the half calorie replacement stuff, that I wanted to share that story about wishing I had that lifestyle in place where I could just have all of what I need for my weekly needs and never have to worry about reducing or using other things, because all of that healthy stuff is so much more expensive. But as for monk fruit and the half calorie stuff, like, it's still expensive to buy both those products in order to use monk fruit after you blend it down into powder and make that as a replacement icing. So it's just, you have to pick your battles. And so that's what it is. The inside of the brownie base, I didn't use any of the real sugar I use for other things that you need real sugar for, like when you're raising yeast. And to make sure my coffees and teas taste the way I like it, because the straight up sweeteners don't always go well with that all by itself. You have to have a little bit of real sugar. Plus, you got to watch the impact it has on your brain. So anyways, I just wanted to share that, that I had that weird thing happen. But the brownie's really good. So I'm like mostly able to eat it guilt-free. Happy belated birthday to me. I just want to update everybody that tomorrow I will be on teleprompter at the library downtown in Vancouver from 12:30 to 3:30. I don't know exactly what we're going to get through in those 3 hours, but the whole goal is for me and Bobby to have some fun. There's Bobby. Now, I can't take him out with me all over the place because he's made out of wood, and we live in Vancouver. So obviously there's always lots of risk of rain and snow melts into water. And when I'm on the SkyTrain, it's not so good. And also I get this horrifying mixed reaction. You get half the people loving him and loving the puppet thing, and then you get half the people insulting me because I am not a professional by any means. I have not been to ventriloquism school. I have not spent days, hours, weeks, months, or years in front of mirrors practicing. I'm okay. Bobby sounds like Bobby. We're having a good time. It's funny. And so people don't know how to just sort of kick back, relax, and chill and just enjoy the moment. We don't have this stuff pre-scripted. It just is what it is between us when we're out in the world. And then there's this half of people that are absolutely petrified, horrified, and they get so creeped out and scared of me being with a puppet made out of wood because they're automatically thinking about that thing called Chucky the puppet from the horror flick. And like, Bobby's from a cartoon that was done by Howie Mandel, who was a previously pretty funny comedian, an actor who is also a Canadian. So I don't know how come people don't know about that TV show, or why people don't even know who Howie is. I'm just flabbergasted because he's been a judge on the talent shows for years. And I think he's done the judging on more than one of those different shows. So I think Canadians need to sit down and watch a little more fun TV. So we know that Canadians did not create Hollywood success, right? It's all of the world that makes it a successful industry. So I've decided I don't want to take my life in my at risk. I don't want to be at risk of having the haters or the bad tempered people who are all freaked out that he's a bad puppet or it's a bad thing to have a wooden puppet. I don't know why. Maybe people can answer this question. People are okay with the plush puppets, the soft puppets, the fluffy puppets, but they have a thing about wooden puppets. Like Pinocchio wasn't bad. He's a wooden puppet, which is where I got the inspiration to bring Bobby into the real world as a wooden boy and then travel the world together. It all started for me talking to a picture that I was essentially going to get as a tattoo on my ankle, And then the picture of the ankle started talking back to me about saying what kind of influence would that be on people today, whether young or old, if I was a tattoo on your ankle. And being a Christian and stuff, like you have to really think about that and molding a child's future and even how he might think. So I ended up doing something more expensive in the long run, and I ended up looking for puppet makers, and I found one in the States who did the Scotty dolls that were so similar. And then we chit chatted and I shared pictures and said, oh, I can turn my Scotty doll into a Bobby doll for sure. And there's a sister to the Scotty doll as well. So essentially, we could have Bobby and Scotty's sister do something down the road in the future. Things kind of went awry. I was having trouble with his throat and his springs and stuff, so I wasn't able to just go out to do open mics all of a sudden and jump on stage and wing it, and do improv and make some money with him. I sent him back, and then he got stuck at the border. They wanted to charge me money again for bringing him back to the border after I had paid thousands of dollars for Bobby already, years previous to that. And so I realized I cannot do business with puppet makers in the States if the borders have this problem. You can't keep charging money for a product that somebody's paid off in full many years ago every time you send it back to a person that's made it because of warranty issues and their promise to keep fixing it. So I finally got him out of Hawk. I paid that fee. And then I never dealt with the guy over there. I never sent Bobby back anymore. And then eventually what happened is the piece that was the problem in there sort of coughed itself up out of him like he had, strep throat or mononucleosis or something. And he went, bah, okay, I'm all better now. There it is. So now he works a little bit better. But I still fear being in front of larger audiences on open mics or improvs and having the mech stop working and then his mouth is not moving in time with the routine. But essentially, because I don't like the mixed reaction when I'm out in public with him, I'm going to just safely take him to an indoor place tomorrow. And we're going to try to read through the pilot project of You've Got Mail 2. I have titled it something different. I use that title because everybody has heard of You've Got Mail with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. So I use that to let people know, essentially, it's a second story, brand new story, its own story, but uses the same characters of Joe Fox and Kathleen Kelly in its work, along with new characters and a new love story. It's called Another Story with Joe Fox and Kathleen Kelly under my title. Now, I'm pitching a pilot to Canada Post because it has to do with door-to-door mail, regular mail, and our Canadian postal system is having problems. Our postal workers are having issues. Economy's having issues, and making a movie would help solve that problem for the postal system, the postal workers, and our economy. So we're going to go and try to get through as much of that as possible using teleprompter. So we'll see how well it works between me and Bobby taking turns reading and stuff. I tried to invite some people to be there because it would have been nice if other people would play some of the other voices in the work, but it is what it is. I have answers in helping Canada and our future around everything with Justin stepping down and Donald being sworn in again. And so you guys want to tune in tomorrow from 12:30 to 3:30 here on this YouTube channel. So youtube.com/I am just Jen, because you don't want to miss the other big news I have to announce about that connection to Donald Trump and how long I've had that answer, and that we wouldn't be where we are right now if those things had come through on time. Within the timing in which I had completed all of that stuff. So stay tuned for that. Have a great day, everyone. I've got to go make a phone call, and then I got to go do my skate program with Canucks Autism Network and hang out with really cool autistic kids. Love them to death. I love what I do. And even if I'm making movies and touring, I'll always come back and I'll keep working for the Canucks hockey team owners who've created this program, who had an autistic child themselves, as long as I want to, right? So work until you're all worked out, guys. Have a great day. Bye. Hi, Banana. I don't, OG Nasty. Okay, I'm going now, guys. Bye. Tune in tomorrow, 12:30 to 3:30. See what's up.